قد أفلح المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. After saying A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, I take refuge in God from the rejected Satan, we then say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We are beginning Surah Al-Fatiha. Now some say, of course, that Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is a part of Surah Al-Fatiha, and some say that it is similar to other surahs, other chapters in the Quran, a statement before Surah Al-Fatiha. I'm not going to get into the discussion. Either way, we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Why are we saying it? What do we mean? How do we feel when we say this phrase? In the name of God, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy. Now there are two elements to this phrase Bismillah, or two emotions if you like, two effects, two benefits of us saying Bismillah, taking God's name when we begin an action. The first one is focus. Focus and intention. That when we are saying we're doing this in the name of God, we are really going further and actually building on everything that we've been discussing so far in saying that this recitation of the Quran, this Salah itself, is for Him. It's for no one else. We are not of those people who الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ that Allah describes in the context of the Salah, that those people who pray just to be seen of other people, or who perhaps embellish their prayer because other people are around. No, we are doing it because we are serious about our personal relationship with our Lord and responding to His invitation. So this is Bismillah, in the name of Allah, not in the name of anybody else, not for myself, meaning for some worldly purpose, nor to satisfy anybody else, but only to please my Lord. That's number one. And number two, which I think is also a really important and relevant one for us to think about in terms of an effect of saying Bismillah, well, we are used to, because oftentimes, isn't it the case that when we feel the challenge of something, of a particular action, whatever it might be, oftentimes we rally ourselves and others by saying, come on everyone, Bismillah, let's do it. There's a sense of confidence that comes. I'm doing this in the name of Allah, the one whom, when I take His name, I feel more confident. I feel a sense of support. I feel helped and aided in my task. And for many of us, the task of actually offering our prayer in a meaningful way, if we are honest with ourselves and if we are true to ourselves, we know and we realize it's something which is difficult. It's something which needs an effort. Can be overcome. It's very possible to offer quality, meaningful prayers on a regular basis. But it can be, sometimes after years of praying and offering our prayers in a certain way, a bit of a challenge. And now as somebody like yourself who's committed to really going through a process of improving and transforming your prayer and taking your salah to a new whole level, when you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim at the beginning of your salah, at the beginning of Surah Al-Fatiha, like really intend it for the purposes of focus and intention, as we've spoken, but also to feel Allah on your side. You've just taken refuge in Him from the devil, and now you're saying, my Lord, I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing this with you, with your help, with your support. And what better names of Allah than Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim to give us that further confidence, that further sense of being cared for, protected, loved. Because Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim are of course names of Allah that relate to His mercy. Some say that Ar-Rahman is a more general sense in which Allah is merciful, and that Ar-Rahim is a more particular sense. So for example, Ar-Rahman being in the context of the kind of mercy that you see anyone and everyone experiencing, but Ar-Rahim is for the believers. Or sometimes others say that Ar-Rahman is the mercy that is in the context of this world, but Ar-Rahim is in the context of the mercy that is given in the hereafter. But certainly, Ar-Rahman is to do with the quality of the Lord of being merciful. And Ar-Rahim is something to do with the dispensation or the attribution or the dissemination, if you like, of that mercy. Again, not to get too much into the technicalities or the specifics, but certainly what's important for us to realize here is the general sense of these two words. Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, as is commonly cited, both relate, or the root words relate to the word Rahim, and Rahim means womb. It is as if to say, and interestingly Allah uses this phraseology in the Quran, about entering people into His mercy, as if there's a space which is the rahmah, and you can be entered into this warm, cozy, protective bubble almost, that is as if to be in the mercy of Allah, like the baby in the mother's womb. How is the baby in the mother's womb? Taken care of, nourished, doesn't even know how everything is going on, but everything is working out and everything is being provided just as the baby requires. Similarly, when we are in the mercy, in the rahmah of Allah, it's like that, like we are receiving His loving care and protection. And so the one for whom we are doing this, and the one with whose help we are doing this, is the one who is Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. And when we say these words, it should fill us with confidence, should fill us with that, with the idea that it's not a relationship between us and our Lord that is one which is based on acrimony or anger or tension or frustration, but rather it's a positive, loving relationship. And that sentiment is so powerful and so helpful when it comes to the rest of our salah. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, I begin in the name of God, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy, or the compassionate, the merciful. When we say these words, and when you say this phrase, feel confident, feel focused, and now you're ready to really get into the bulk of Surah Al-Fatiha, without which there is no salah. So we're going to pay special attention to how we say the words of Surah Al-Fatiha and what they're all about.